What is up? Today we're going over multi-tools. Okay, these are the two multi-tools I have. One's a Leatherman and one's a Gerber. Let's go over their specs, how much they cost, and see where your money is going when you purchase one of these and the features you should look out for. For the Gerber, this is your typical military style Gerber. Nothing fancy. This one I got used, of course. And the way it opens up is you push these little buttons down in the center on each side, press them, and it slides forward. Okay, same thing when you want to close it. You press them, slides down, slides forward, slides down. Okay, you have a ruler on it. Okay, and then you have these locks, so you can't open it up until you slide it all the way up into this position, and then you can open up each one of these channels, and you greet it with this serrated style saw blade. You have a can opener. I believe that's a can opener. As a whole, it's probably a multi-use tool. And then you're also greeted with the Phillips screwdriver, and this is also a can opener with the blade on it, slightly sharp. So to be honest, I don't know what this other one does. I mean, you could probably use it to puncture holes into the cans. So I'm not sure. Maybe someone could elaborate on some of these gadgets that come out. Okay, and of course, as you extend the knife and knife in here, it locks it. So you have this slide that locks the blade so that way it doesn't collapse onto your hand. So you could do something like this, and then you could slide it back down and use it as a regular knife. Okay, so you slide that back, put it away, and then on this side you have a regular edge knife. You have a a flat blade, and also this can opener end here as well. Another flat blade, a lot larger. You have these cutouts here so that way you could grab it and lift up as you're opening this. And then you have a smaller flat blade on this side. Okay, same thing here. You have your lock, friction lock here. It locks everything in place. Okay, so this one's kind of used, so it's a little loose. You have your cutters. So the cool thing about these cutters is you need a Torx to take them out, but if they go dull, so after you're done clipping something, if they ever go dull, all you do is rotate them. So they're a triangle, so you can rotate them. You have your needle nose ends here, and if you look at the lip, they're pretty tight. There's no gaps in them, so you can actually grab stuff really fine, and they stay consistent. The closing on them, everything aligns. It's not offset. So these are really good. Used, you could pick these up about $40 around there. It's stainless with like a nitride finish. Gerber, it's made in the USA. I believe these are lifetime warranty as well. This is more of the military style multi-tool. You also have a smaller scale here. This one's your metric scale, and then this one's your inches. So like from here to here's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, half an inch, and so forth. So you got your scale right there. And also, what I failed to mention is one of these is a file. Okay, so your basic stuff. I mean, brand new, I think these are like $80. Then you have the Leatherman OHT in Coyote. It came with this. Of course, I bought it brand new. It came with this little sheath. It has some elastic on the inside. You could stuff stuff in. Button clip here for molly webbing, your belt, what have you. Okay. It has a nice little drain hole so if water gets in it. Nothing too fancy. This one's gonna run you around for the black edition around $80 or so, $80 to $90. The Coyote is gonna run you like $20 more, so you're in the $100 range, $120 range. Of course, I got this one on sale, so I think I paid like $50 for it or something like that. So I got a real good deal on it. I was surprised, and there's no scale on it, as you can see. You don't get none of that. The wall compared to the Gerber is a lot thinner on the outside, but this, I want to tell you, is a Cadillac. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the actual multi-tools that open up this way, you know, and then they have the knives and stuff out here, because if those ever open up, you could get cut, or if you're trying to cut something and it comes back down, you could get it across your hands if it broke or whatever. Whereas these style ones, if they ever broke, it's going to go down and it will hit the bottom of this. Instead of going like this, it breaking, it comes across your knuckles or whatever if it didn't latch properly. So, you know, because you're not cutting like this, you're going to be cutting in this manner. And if this ever came down, it would hit this first before it hits your hands. If it was this way, this was the blade, you're cutting down, it should go up. But if for some reason you lift it up, that blade could come down and get your knuckles. So I'm not a fan of that. It's just extra precaution that I take. This one's pretty cool though. So it has the buttons that will depress here and here, just like the Gerber. But one cool thing is you have a lockout here. So that slides in and you're ready to go. So as you can see, it slides and opens. Okay, really easy. So you depress these two buttons, they slide. One cool thing about this is you could go like that as well. So it's like an automatic. And as you can see, spring loaded. Okay. One thing I don't like about this one is it has a large gap here. But one thing I do like about these needle nose is it has a real precision tip here. So as you can see, it's a lot more precise as far as the end of the tip than the Gerber. Okay. But the Gerber don't have that gap like these ones do. Okay. You have your cutter. One thing I don't like about this, which I think the military ones are nicer, is it has a triangle blade on this one, so you can rotate it. These cutters, once they're done, you got to replace the whole thing. You can't rotate it. Okay. Because all they are flat-faced cutters. Okay. So you have the springing action. I like that a lot. And then you have the lockout, which will prevent it from sliding on you. And you have the knives on the outside. This is what I didn't really like too much, is having the knives on the outside like this. Because if they do come down, you're SOL. Also, these are like a liner lock system. So you push inward and then you could collapse it. This material here, this metal material, is kind of thin though. If you look closely, it's kind of thin. And the reason why they make some of this stuff thin is so that way they could fit all this whole system in here, especially with the spring action. Okay, so you push it in and you could collapse it. This, you have a saw blade. Okay. On this side, you have a can opener. On the opposite end, you have like this field dressing or seatbelt cutter. Okay, real sharp. I like that feature. And then on this end, you got a long nose Phillips. I like having the longer shaft because you could actually get into stuff a lot easier. You have a flat blade right here, and you have this serrated edge. This thing cuts really nicely. Serrated edges like actually dig into the material pretty good. You have a large flat blade there, and then you have your regular edged knife right there with that edge, and it looks good. The cut on it and the bevel and everything is really nice on it. And then of course you have the color. You have some of the symbols of what is in there. So as you can see, this is like that can opener thing. This is the saw blade. This is the seatbelt cutter, field dress tool, and then your serrated edge. So that's pretty neat. But my favorite part of this multi-tool is you just flick it down. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So you just flick it down and it flies out, and then it locks. That's pretty neat. It's like an automatic. So it's kind of hard for me to like really get a full fling on it in a short distance, but it flies out really easily. Let's see. There you go. Okay. But yeah, this one's gonna run you around the $100 range, a little bit over, unless you find it on sale. So that's gonna complete today's video. Just this quick overview on the different things to look out for when purchasing a multi-tool, what the differences are, and maybe what fits your needs a little bit better. They also have these Gerber ones. You want to pay attention because some of the Gerber ones come with different tools on them. Especially if you buy a used one, you want to make sure that nothing's chipped, because a lot of times the knife blade is chipped. Gerber, I believe, has a lifetime warranty, so does Leatherman. So I mean, they might warranty it out. So as you can tell, there are some features I like about this one and other features I like about this one. Both are good multi-tools, but I would prefer this one over this one only because I don't see myself rotating this, because I don't have a Torx unless I'm at home. So given that, I mean, it's a personal preference. But yeah, that's going to complete today's video. If you like this quick overview, definitely give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting, definitely consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.